in right now. Now, just days after the G20 summit in Bali, the United States has lauded Prime Minister Modi in an event organized by the Indian Embassy in Washington. Principal Deputy NSA John Feiner said, and I quote, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was instrumental in forging a consensus at the recent G20 summit in Bali, which finally led to all countries signing a joint statement, adding that 2022 had been a huge year in the history of India-US relations. In fact, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre has said that India is a very important relationship that we have. You saw the president greet and meet very briefly with Prime Minister Modi just last week when he was in Bali. So it's clearly an important relationship that we truly respect. And now for this, I'm crossing back over to our foreign affairs correspondent Abhishek Jha. So Abhishek, big U-turn when it comes to the United States no longer lecturing India when it comes to stances on Russia, now lauding the Prime Minister for forging a consensus at the G20 summit.
Of course, and we have seen how India was one of the crucial members of G20 when it came to bringing all of the member nations at one table and getting consensus on very key issues. In fact, this time G20 was successful in getting this whole Ukraine thing, very unanimously decided that this is not an era of war. The phrase that Prime Minister had used during a conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin while he was having a bilateral dialogue on the sidelines of Samarkand SU summit. And that one phrase, which has echoed through various events across the world in the last few months. In fact, Emmanuel Macron, French president, had used it also in the past. United Nations Security Council has used this phrase in the past. And this is something that world believes right now. It resonates their right chord because it is actually the priorities of the world are different. Like G20 has decided that they would like to focus on food shortages. They would like to work around energy security and energy transition, climate change, and digital currencies and digital world, and health, creating a robust and resilient health infrastructure across the globe. So these are the priorities that G20 members wants to focus on right now. And India, as a next presidency, having a next presidency of G20, was crucial in bringing forth all these issues that are of relevance and that are of importance, and creating a consensus. And this is what we are now hearing from various sources and various senior leadership from across the world.
Absolutely. Abhishek, one more follow-up question for you. When it comes to diplomatic visits between the United States and India, is there anything that we have to look forward to?
Right now, there's nothing major. I mean, no senior leadership visit that is planned because Prime Minister has made recently with U.S. President Joe Biden also on the sidelines of G20. Recently, as Jaishankar, Foreign External Affairs Minister, has also traveled to USA during the United Nations General Assembly. So it doesn't. So far, there has not been any formal announcement of any major or senior minister from USA coming to India, or Indian ministers or Indian Prime Minister going to USA. But there are a lot of engagements between the two sides, and we can see more of such news coming in the days to come.
All right, Abhishek, thank you so much for joining us.